Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is having a great morning. Right now I'm basically break even, which I shouldn't be. I've actually missed a lot of trades this morning. Most of them wins. I think only one that I missed was a loss. And then the very last trade that I got into, I didn't look at the structure properly, so it wasn't a valid trade. I switched my volume indicator, but I'm about to switch it back. As much as I actually prefer that one, I'm about to switch it back because there are times where it makes it a little bit harder to see the volume in the candles that I want to look at. So I'm gonna switch it. That's why my screen is frozen for a little minute. Usually it takes like 20 seconds to load. But yeah, it actually screwed me a couple of times because I forgot that when certain things happen, it doesn't paint properly. So yeah, that's not helpful. Not helpful at all. So let's see now, after I have the right ones, how this turns out. Came one tick from taking profit. Two. One little funky tick. But yeah, let's just see what the rest of the session ends up like. I mean, there's a lot of volume today. We're already at 327. So good morning, Rio. So the market's moving. The only thing that sucks, I wouldn't even say with my strategy per se, but because the market has been moving like nothing, basically no movement for, like, when it's no movement for days at a time and then it's a day like today, I miss a lot of setups because my eyes just aren't even used to seeing the charts move so fast anymore. But I can say that a lot of the trades that I missed this morning, there were actually two where I was just sitting there just looking at it. I could have pressed the button. But then some of the other ones, it was more so like because of the way that particular indicator paints as it's ready for a new swing to solidify, it's kind of actually difficult to read it. And I totally forgot about that. So, yeah. All right. That's really trash. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I lost way too much money on that trade. It didn't place my stop loss in time. And now I'm mad. How much did I lose on that one trade? $143. That's $50 more than I'm supposed to. That's annoying. Very annoying. All because the stop loss didn't place. Stuff like that makes me not want to trade anymore for the day. I'm not gonna lie. That's annoying as shit. Like having to claw back from a loss like that has nothing to do with me. That's an extra 50 bucks. Extra 10 ticks for literally no reason. That just freaking pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Actually pretty annoyed at that. I'm gonna try not to let that affect my mood, but that really just pissed me off. Because the order entry shouldn't be that slow. Ever. It's annoying as hell. Come on, bro. Push in. Doesn't even take all of that. Good morning, Clarity. How are you? Did I have trouble with my entry? Yeah. Good morning, Methodical. I'm about to open up YouTube and open up everybody's stream. Just annoyed right now. Yeah, this entry right here, which I kind of feel like I don't want to take entries at this particular red level. Only this setup. But yeah, I entered and the stop loss and take profit never painted, so I lost an extra 50 bucks for no reason. So yeah, that was the only one though. I mean, with all of this volatility, that's the only one that screwed up. But it's still annoying. I don't know how this zone is down here still. But yeah, so I'm trying to just claw my way back. I did also take a trade this morning that wasn't a valid setup. I just looked at the I wasn't zoomed in enough, so I couldn't see how this particular level went through the entry candle. And I thought it wicked it, but it actually went through the body, and when it goes through the body, I can't take it. So, and by the time I realized and tried to break even, it just stopped me out. We're pushing off the prior low again. Could have taken this trade, but it was no point. I would have had to break even right at that red level. But yeah, that little stupid trade with no stop loss irritated me. Basically, by the time it tried to paint the stop loss, it said that the price was beyond the level. So it just never painted. All right, I got everybody's streams open. Oh. All right. Can't have everybody talking at once. All right, we got crude oil coming up here shortly. See, these are the type of trades that I'm not really afraid to take, but my entry's so close to where I need to break even. Like, I wouldn't have... Okay, well, it would have just hit the break even just now. But my entry was like 59.75, and I would have had to break even at... I mean, not... What the hell am I talking about? 58.75, and I would have had to break even at 59.25. So trades like that I've primarily just been sitting out of, because I'd rather sit out of it than not be able to break even in time, because it happens so fast. And it definitely would have just broken even anyway, so... But yeah. Yeah. Let me pour my water. Actually, did not go to sleep till pretty late last night. But I've been sleeping with my eye mask the last couple of nights, so I've actually been sleeping really well. really, really well. All right, so with this trend change, we haven't really traded much below the box, so below the zone that I drew, so there is a high chance that we could just push up. Nothing here, but the levels are like literally this far apart, the minor and the major, so we might go ahead and push up. I want to see it clear that zone for an uptrend. I think almost every time we've switched to a downtrend bias, we rejected the trend change and just immediately push back beyond the zone to push back up. Which we're doing now. Good morning, Harvey. Good morning, Frederick. How are you, friend? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Had some troubles this morning with entries and stuff, but not really entries, just the freaking stop losses painting, but whatevs, I guess. Did y'all see that? I know y'all saw that. It literally went up. Let me show y'all. It went and hit my entry 3 times and I did not get filled. 3. How am I supposed to be successful if you're not doing what you're supposed to do? 3 freaking times, bro. Perfect divergence. Everything perfect. Hits my entry. Actually, yeah, hit it 3 times. 51, 25. I know that happened fast, but my gosh, like I literally just watched it touch. But yeah, so this morning, because the market was moving so fast and I had the alternate, the volume indicator that I actually prefer, not the up-down indicator, I had the other one, the oscillator, and it kind of screwed me. Now, there were 2 trades that I just sat out of, like I could see what I was looking for, but I'm just not used to that oscillator anymore, so I kind of like was all thrown off. But then the other trades that I sat out, well, not sat out of, that I missed is because I forgot that that volume indicator paints a very weird way sometimes. Like, I don't know, it just paints a very weird way and it's kind of hard to read. So I missed trades because of that, and every trade that I missed except one were wins. So, and then right before the 9 o'clock news, I got into one trade that I wasn't supposed to be in accidentally. It was just an accident. It was my fault for not having my charts zoomed in enough, but sometimes like when the swings are so large, I like zoom out because I need to see what the volume of the previous swing was, or the volume of the previous swing's reversal bar. So I'll have to, like, you know, zoom out or whatever, and then I can't see how price is reacting at those particular levels, like if a level went through the body of the candle or the wick, and I thought it wicked. It did not. It went through the body, which made it invalid, and I couldn't see that. By the time I saw it and zoomed in, I couldn't break even. It just went to my stop loss. So all things considered, being down $90 is not that horrible, but I just know I should be up way more than that. Way more. So it's all good. And then honestly, the trade that had no stop loss back here, I'm gonna actually look through my journal because it doesn't set up this way very often, where this red line or a green line, if it was for a buy, kind of sets up right next to my major level. It doesn't happen very often, so I need to go through my journal, because every other time right after that loss that it set up right there, I didn't take the trade because I had just lost that one, and I think there was one right after that loss. So more than likely it's something that I shouldn't be trading, that's fine. I just know it's not a variable I paid much attention. Actually, now that I think about it, I used to have a rule with that. I'm pretty sure actually, but I took it off of my cheat sheet for whatever reason. So I probably already looked at it and didn't have enough data, so I didn't know whether I needed to keep it or not. So I'll go back through today. That's legit probably the only thing I need to go through and look at. So we'll see. We'll see. Good morning, Husk. I am your friend. We've made amends partially. Good morning, Husk. I don't know if you guys follow Husk or Methodical Man, but if you don't, you should go check them out. They're both streaming right now as well. They mainly trade inverse fair value gaps on, I think Husk uses a 1 minute chart is what I see the most, if I'm not mistaken. And then Methodical, I've seen him go down to like 30-second charts. But everybody I watch trades pretty different though, which is pretty cool. Different time frames, different strategies. Some have no strategy yet. You know, it's all fun. It's all fun. All right, why do I don't, oh shoot, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I don't need this. Yes, I do. I thought I could remove that zone, but I cannot yet. Oh yes, I can. No, I was gonna say because the green line stopped painting right there since we hit down here, but I really still want to keep the top of this. Yeah. See how hard we rejected up there? Oh, and I actually missed that trade like a dunce. What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? That miss was just my fault. Hell, at this point, who knows if I would have even gotten filled. But that was a perfect divergence trade right there. Set up exactly how I wanted it to. I just missed it. Now, oh yeah, that didn't come back after it hit. Good morning, trenches. Oop, gotta break even. Zigzag changed right there. Like I was saying yesterday, if I'm in a divergence trade, I do not want to see the zigzag change. Because you would think, okay, well, you're getting into a buy and it went from seller pressure to buyer pressure. Why wouldn't you want to stay in it? Because the divergence was only based off of sellers. I don't want to see buyers. Sometimes it'll win, but most of the time it's going to lose. So I'd rather just get out, not chance it, and keep it moving. How are you this morning, trenches? My levels are super out of whack for it to be an attempted uptrend, and we just pushed on the bottom of my major level, so, and the levels are pretty close together right now. We would need to get beyond 202 to really see the uptrend. Because when we failed to break the second part of the zone, we created seller pressure up there. This was the original zone that changed it to an uptrend, and we've been rejecting from it since up there. We tried to create the uptrend and immediately reversed. So we might just continue to see consolidation for as long as it stays between both of these zones that I painted or drew. I was about to say drawed. Girl, did you go to school? Jeez. It's gonna be a long morning. I did do all the back testing, or I don't like to call it back testing, but I did look over all of the losses from yesterday. And like I was explaining on the stream, with every single one where I was like, I don't know, I knew exactly what I wanted to look up for that particular setup. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there should have only been like maybe one loss that remained after I refined certain rules. Those rules were so broad, so we just made it more strict. I'm okay with very strict rules because the stricter rules are the easier ones to remember. Yeah, we're probably just gonna keep consolidating. Let's see if we push down. Creating double tops. We have one double bottom. See what happens. See what happens. If we continue painting structure above this sell rotation level, we might actually push up. You read what you made yesterday. Good morning, T Money. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Well, look at the bright side, trenches. It's better to lose what you made than to lose back to back. But hopefully you bring it back though. We have a lot of movement today, so I feel like once we get out of this consolidated junk, that might be able to get you some good trades in. Wait, why do I have that there instead of, that should be up there? All right, let's see if we create the structure below the sell rotation level. Nope. Not quite. All right. Looks like we want to push this way instead. Should push to 202.50 if we clear this properly. Okay, no sale there because we pushed off of there. I can say that I'm having to look at my cheat sheet less and less. So that's good. Because even with the trade that I had lost that I wasn't supposed to be in, I immediately zoomed in and looked at it and knew what I was supposed to be looking for. But like I said, my chart was just so zoomed out at the time. Oh, I forgot there was news. Alright, so we rejected there. Hello, move. So yeah, after going through my the losses from yesterday, I wasn't as irritated. But I was irritated yesterday. Like, what are you doing? You're painting my patterns, but you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Well, how far are you gonna go? Alright, I can't take this buy. It's a weak level, and if that reverses up, 206.25 will go through the body of the candle, which is what I don't want. What's up there? Oh, we got the middle pivot level and a VWAP. Okay. Work hard, pick up in another science event today, so you'll be done at 11. So you'll be getting off with me. Oh shoot. I had to look to make sure. Good morning, Jacob. This is a Renko chart. I'm using NinjaTrader's. The chart setting is a brick size of 16 and a threshold of 1, meaning once a reversal bar paints, every tick in that direction paints a new bar. It's the only charts that I trade. Scalping for 18 ticks at a time. Had a couple mishaps this morning, but got enough volume to maybe be able to get back green. We'll see. We'll see. Like that. Can't take that by. But basically I trade 3 different types of pullbacks and pretty much 2 different types of divergences. And I'm always entering at the close of a bar. a reversal bar. After the bar closes, the reversal bar, I use a chart trader called a close bar entry order, so that it will place the entry one tick beyond wherever the close of the wrinkle bar is. So like this one closes at 201.25, it will automatically place my entry at 201.50. Stop loss 18 ticks, take profit 18 ticks. 16 ticks in, I move my stop loss to break even. Well, my ATM strategy does. And yeah, that's that. I'm currently still developing my strategy, which I've been doing for a few months. It's basically a volume-based strategy, which the purpose of that was to make sure that no matter what the volume looks like in a day, I would have setups, number one, and also if it's more volume-based, it should be able to hold and be valid in different market conditions. 1177. All right, we got no more news before I get off, so what time was my last trade? 9:27. But I missed one. Yeah, I sat out of one. No, not sat out. I missed it. Sitting out and missing it are two different things. Definitely missed it. I just need the market to do what it's doing today, like multiple times in a day, so my eyes can get used to seeing the movements this fast again. Because I'm old. My eyes forget. After we watch paint dry for 4 days, I forget what the market moving even feels like, looks like. I forget it all. Pushed off the middle pivot level at 230. Let's kind of see how it reacts here. Did my grandma leave? She might have. She didn't say bye to me. Oh, I can remove that. Thought it was going to reject off that level, but it didn't. Pull back to my major level right there. Close 15.50, 15.50. What was that? No, I think it was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday that I had lost like 2 trades in a row because of a setup like this where, all right, the yellow line is where my minor trend changed from an uptrend to a downtrend. And so I'm getting in for a buy to see if we can get in the beginning of the reversal back into the buy. And basically the previous reversal bar, the previous sale reversal bar, and then the current buy reversal bar to get into the trade, they rotate over the minor trend change level. And initially, like, let's say the level went through the body of both, I wasn't trading it. If it went through the wick of the first one and the body of the second one, I wouldn't trade it. So I was only allowing myself to trade it if it looked like this, where it went through the body, then the wick. Well, I lost 2 trades like that yesterday. And typically for me, like if losing 2 trades for the exact same setup in a row, one was a buy, one was a sell, that made me like, okay, hold on. Something's not right. So when I went through and I wrote down all the scenarios that happened like that in March, as well as the 30% back test that I did. Yeah, I can't do that. And it kind of makes sense because I mean, I'm basically attempting to trade back inside of a zone, and it should really clear it. So, yeah, that caused a couple of my losses yesterday. And there were a couple of other losses where once I wrote the data down, yeah, I just shouldn't have traded that way. But again, when you don't have all the data that you need yet, that happens. So just got to take it for what it is. And let that be your reminder to complete your back test. Don't be like me. But it's all good. All right, we got an hour and some change left. The market has slowed down a little bit, but still moving enough to maybe be able to get some more setups. But let's see. Let's see. What's that? That did close exactly on the level right there. So I don't want to take that. And I need that zigzag to be red, not green. Not green. Oh my gosh, what chart is this? The 5-minute? The 5-minute looks so ugly. I would have never thought it was this choppy. That's what this looks like. That's terrible. That is horrible. Ew, ew, ew. That is not tradable conditions, honey. We no likey. That is ugly. Oh wait, I got the wrong window open. 67. It's rubber banding. Nope. That is an ugly chart. I'm not gonna lie. Did that touch that? It did. Less than 2. All right, got a rejection off the VWAP. Never heard the term bestie. All right, now. No, I have. The 5-minute was never really my zhush. My favorite was a 2-minute chart. Let me go look at 2-minute. 2 was my fave. Doesn't look that bad on a 2-minute. Still ugly, but not as ugly. You could pretty much see pretty clear structure. That's what the 2-minute looks like. All right, so let's see if we actually are trying to create the short. Because every time, like I said, every time we try to downtrend, we actually reject it and continue the uptrend. But it's looking like we're actually going to be in a true downtrend bias. Let's see. Let's see. I don't want this to be the reversal candle. The swings would be equal, which means that the pullback for the sale I can't get into. So I would prefer for, never mind. It doesn't matter what I prefer. The market does what it prefers. But yeah, I can't get into that sale. Doesn't look like it's gonna stall there long enough anyway. And the zigzag side, oh, it's attached there. Alright, the trade's invalid no matter what. Are we gonna trade back above it? Let's see. Draw the change zone again. I'm not really a fan of that. Alright, good. That just invalidated itself. Great. So I did not want to take that. Close. Alright, so we're going to count this as a close on the VWAP. The close was at 86 and the VWAP at the time was at like 86, 85, 86. So we'll just round up. Which the only reason it's important, it's from this particular entry standpoint. It just makes this divergence invalid. It's setting up for a 1 bar pullback. I'm gonna take it if it does. I gotta be careful. We got the prior low right there. Oh, well, never mind. Alright, so 518. Alright, that sale was not what I was looking for. Come on, zigzag, change for me. No, not yet. All right, now to look for. Good morning, PM. Thank you for the sub. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. 435. We didn't have enough there. We didn't have enough there, which is very weird because based on the volume pattern, we should have. Or 504. 504, so. Now that's invalid. Thought we had enough to push up right there. There was more than enough volume. 748. The problem probably was really the volume in this candle, but I don't go based off of that, so it's all good. You graduated. Don't forget to like y'all. She's my bestie. Frederick, I'm about to kick you out. But thank you. We're much better than we were before. Much better. Alright, where are we at here? Down like 650 for the week. Considering how bad yesterday was, I guess it's not that horrible. I'm actually pretty surprised that buy didn't work out. Alright, that's the body. Alright. No buy here. We're at the major support level, which I don't like trading at. which means we're at the bottom of this huge zone. It's, yeah, it like starts all the way up here somewhere. Oopsies. But yeah, I don't like trading at the major support, major resistance, and the middle pivot level. That's the midline between the two. I just don't like trading at them because there can be a lot of consolidation near them for the most part. Oh, Husk said he's having issues with his NinjaTrader. I think he said he was getting bad fills. I don't really have bad fills. It was just that one trade with no stop loss. Alright, I'm gonna move this down here. Come on, give me something good in the next hour, please. I don't want to end up red. Most of this red has nothing to do with me at all. I think the only thing that annoys me about today is how many trades I just missed out on because I wanted to use that other volume indicator that I prefer. But when some of the lines started painting on it, like while I was anticipating the setup and I couldn't see the volume properly, I was like, no, we got to change this. So I know when I go back and journal, I'm going to kind of be screwed a little bit with certain stuff because I'm not going to be able to see the volume patterns to write them, to be able to journal them properly. But it's all good. That's why I use my online trade journal, because it automatically screenshots the setups for me. So certain parts I can write down, and other parts I might have to wait till tomorrow or wait till midnight and be able to do a tick replay or the chart so I can see how it painted. Oh, that work. What? Oh my god. I just realized that level was red, wasn't it? I am so slow sometimes. I promise you I am. Where's that one trade that didn't have the freaking stop loss attached? I bet you that dang on level was red. Yep. That's my fault. When it's these larger pullbacks, I prefer to take sales at the green levels, not the reds. Oh my goodness, I'm so irritated. Girl, get your life together. What are you doing? What are you doing? Buy, sell. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. If it's regular pullbacks, then I do like taking the sales at the red lines, but none of the divergences. So guess what? The no stop loss shouldn't even been a thing to begin with. Isn't that great? close. I don't even know what made me think to, oh, this is what made me think to look, because we got it. Well, this is the prior low, so it's not the same thing, but just when I saw that green level there, I'm like, wait a second, I bet you that thing was red. I can be so slow sometimes, but with repetition, the mistakes will diminish over time. I wonder why he's getting bad feels like that. I wonder if he needs to look at his data lag. Rico doesn't show that. Yeah. Nope, it doesn't. Nope, nope, nope. Who is... 1099 updates. Oh, 5 days before the freaking tax season? For updates and information about 1099s and tax information for 2023, please refer to this FAQ link. Any updates or changes will be noted here. I know a lot of people said that they were still missing their stuff. Will be resent again this week. Even though a new copy is on the way, you don't need to wait on a new copy. You don't need a 1099 in order to file your taxes, and you're not required to send a copy with your tax file, and there's no need to panic, wait, or delay. Even though another copy has been sent out to you this week, all contractors, foreign or domestic, can view the amounts deposited from Apex in their personal bank statements or downloads. Log into their UPix. Log into their Apex user account and access the amounts paid to them during the 2023 tax year under the Request Payout tab. This is the amount you will use to file your returns. This will be the amount that's reflected on your 1099. Alright, and if you are green sale, that was a no fill. I didn't even place the entry. Sometimes when I'm getting into trades off of the rotation levels, that's like normally when I don't get a fill. So I didn't even attempt. I was about to say, are my charts frozen? Get into the sell, but I am gonna manually break even 2 points later when price hits the major support level. Just because I'm not sure if it'll be able to push through it. Oh, okay. That was just a huge volume spike. All right, no sell now. Fine. You don't want to give me a setup, just say that. All right, prior low is there, so I don't want to trade. I don't want to take a sell there, obviously. No buy here either. And my minor and major levels are literally the exact same price. Alright, so now it broke down to the downside. Tried to change to an uptrend and we failed. We failed the mission. But now I need to have it clear. So we aren't taking any trades right here. All that work, what does it get me? I closed right on the price. Trying to reject off of the major support level again, which we've done a few times today. If we break through the bottom of it, we might start falling heavy, possibly. It's a pretty strong zone. What's the price of 319? That's pretty high up there. Come on, show which way you want to clear. Do something. Man, it's been jumping since 8:30, and as soon as like 9:45 came around, 9:30, slow. Oh, let me see if this thing still. It does. I need to send him a video of that. This thing starts glitching. All right, we're gonna clear or what? What or what? Let's see. Can't take the buy because we pushed off of the sell rotation level. So that just touched the bottom of the support level. See if it makes it resistance or not. Alright, so the only thing we really have down here is Jesus Christ. Maybe we don't want to be below this zone. My goodness. My goodness. This bar right here has an equal high to the previous one, so the zigzag's not attached to what would be the entry bar. So if it pushes down right here in this bar, I can't take the trade, which sucks because the pattern I'm looking for has painted. That sucks. Definitely attempted to fall, but the buyers took back over. That was a huge push up. And it's crazy because I would have taken it if this bar didn't touch this support level right there. I don't mind taking trades going back to the regular support and resistance levels, but not the two major ones. So three. You don't have enough, darling. Okay. Rejected off of my major level at 150.75. Let's see if that gives it the seller pressure to attempt to actually trade below the zone. Below that zone. Let's see what we got. Still not enough. I need to stretch. I worked out a couple days ago and I am so sore. What was it, Monday? Pretty sure it was Monday. Oh my goodness. Super sore. Come on, what are we gonna do? Got 40 minutes left. Wonder where Applejacks is this morning. Where's Alright. Failed the attempt to clear it again. I'm gonna use the bathroom because I feel like nothing's gonna happen right now. Oh, you actually want to move when I leave? Ain't that something? So all I had to do was leave? It's freezing. I'm back. I am here. Gonna play some. Oh, wait, where's my headphones? Play some music. This last 40 minutes. Maybe I should turn my headphones on first. Where did, oh, that's all the way up there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. My levels are very close together, so I'm trying to see which way it's gonna push out. The miner's still in front to show like up, well, not still. It just crossed in front right here. But might not be enough buyer pressure to actually push up. And because the levels are so close together, it's very easy for it to cross back below the major level to signify a sell, downtrend. I need to check something. Can't take the sell. We pushed up off of that sell rotation level. No buy here either. If it pushes up right here, it'll be the first pullback of the news trend, basically, which I don't do with this particular, really none of them, because it's rotating over the top of the zone. I can't take divergence if it rotates like that over the top of the zone either. And that one just so happened to not have the volume pattern I was looking for anyway. But even if it did, I would have definitely had to sit out of it. Alright, we got a 1 bar pullback. I have not taken a 1 bar pullback in a long time, but I'm going to, and whatever happens, happens. So I kind of have more defined rules for it a little bit now. So let's see what happens. That damn the middle VWAP. I would have broken even manually anyway, but it legit was 1 tick from taking profit. Why do you have to be so strong? Nobody asked you to be that way. But yeah, I do have more defined rules for the 1 bar pullback, which is good. I think it was like earlier last month. There were a couple of, no, it was like the middle of last month. There were a couple of setups just like this that I lost, and yeah, I told you guys that the 1 bar pullback was a whole lot different on the other Renko settings that I use, but it's still good on this one. I just had to actually have more defined rules this time, whereas before I didn't really have to, I don't think, or maybe it just set up the same way so much more often. I don't know, but sell. I think I didn't have a trade for like a whole 30 minutes. Not one that I can actually enter, because the one it skipped past the entry. The one that I sat out of that I knew it would skip past it. It's like cool trading at some of the levels sometimes, but then sometimes it sucks because it's just gonna skip past my entry because the level is so strong. But I rather use limit orders than market orders, so you just gotta deal. Just gotta deal. pushed a little further away. I feel a little bit better about it. I just don't want it to hit 146. See what happens. You had all that volume, and that's what you want to do after I'm in the trade. You've got to be shitting me. You have to. Like, don't fail me now. Jeez. Like the volume spike that happened right before the close of the bar. It's like, that should have been more than enough. Why did you do all of that? Why? You could have just pushed through like you were trying to do initially. All right. Overall trend bias is still an uptrend, even though we didn't quite actually create the uptrend yet. So that was just divergence, a deeper divergence pullback in the overall trend direction. Had a little bit of a, I don't know what the hell that was, but we recovered. We recovered. Oh, I need to draw. This is why I didn't want it to come down to 146. I don't really like trading at the upside pressure and downside pressure levels. That's why I wanted that to happen before that. I think it's mainly because most of the time, if it's going to hit this, especially if it doesn't actually change, like it just stays that thick blue or pink line, most of the time it's just not enough to actually push off of it. It's very weird. You would think it would be the opposite, but it's not. I know my best friend's gonna call me at 11:05. Are you done? You know I'm off work. It's time to game. Buy, sell, sell. Oh, it's not gonna clear it though yet. All right, we touched 146.25. See what we here do. See what we do here. What? I cannot talk. Girl. Okay, I actually can take it now because it changed to a red level. I just don't like taking it if it's if the color doesn't change. what number I'm looking for. Yes. As much as I wanted to get into that buy, the way it was kind of wicking, creating outside buys, I was like, I don't know. But now that it hit that major support level, it doesn't matter because we don't trade there. Thank you, market, for making the decision for me. $2.597. Oh, that doesn't matter. I can't take the buy. Pushed off a buy rotation level up there, even if the support level was not there. And this is why I don't take trades here. You see how much is just resisting and consolidating there? We have, this is the third outside bar at this level. We've been in this bar for like a minute and a half, which doesn't sound like a long time, but when you think about the fact that I'm on a 1 tick threshold and every bar in this direction is just 1 tick, for it to take a minute and a half to close one more tick in that direction, that's a pretty long time. So I go with the overall trend, or do I go with the current moment counter trend? I do both, honestly. You are crazy. You better be glad my best friend is not a trader and does not, well, the one who's off work right now is not in here, because he would go crazy if he saw somebody else calling me their bestie. But yeah, so the only reason why I care about what the overall trend bias is because with each setup that I have, right? So I have 3 different pullbacks, 2 different divergences, and then of course I have like the 1 bar pullback, and then I have the divergences like at my major level. I don't count those. But I trade them different based on if the trend bias is in the same direction of the trend that I'm going with, or if it's opposite. So that's the only reason why it matters, because I trade them completely different for the most part, and like volume patterns would be different requirements and stuff. So like for instance, the trend bias right now is a downtrend. We just changed literally about right here. So this particular type of divergence would be completely counter trend because I'm buying and the trend bias is a downtrend, right? Whereas this is also, it looks pretty much the same aside from that being a double bottom, but my overall trend bias was an uptrend at the time. So the volume requirements that I look for in this buy is totally different than this buy because the biases are different. So that's why it matters for me. And then really with the minor trend that colors my bars, the main reason why that is important is because like if I'm looking for a setup in, let's say between this swing, and me trying to wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So between these 3 swings, right? If my minor trend changed twice in that little time span, I don't take the trade. And it doesn't happen when like the swings are this close together. It's mainly when it's like a huge swing, huge swing, huge swing kind of thing. But yeah, I noticed that if the colors of my bars change twice in those 3 swings, I can't take the trades. The other reason why it matters is because like, let's say for instance with, let me see if I can find a good example because I know I can't take this next buy. Let's see, an example. Actually, I could probably do it off of this, where we're at right now. So if I'm getting into a regular pullback and it's a buy, but the trend bias is a downtrend, like, so we're in this downtrend right here, and let's say that my minor level trailing stop is what it is. So once it clears the trailing stop, it changes the bias for the minor and the major, right? So if I get in, let's say I'm trying to get into a buy, bias is a sell at the time. So let's say price kind of does this where it clears, we come down, but then the entry for the buy is below the level that changed it to a buy in the first place. I don't take it. Why? Because we're in an overall downtrend bias anyway. So if we can't even clear the level that changes it to an uptrend, it's clearly a weak uptrend, right? We're not actually trying to change trends. So the way that they tell you to use the solar wind indicators from Ninja, which is what I'm using for my minor and major trend biases, it's just a version of a half trend, except it gives you the trailing stop so that you know when it's going to change, basically. But the way that they basically tell you to use it is, hey, if your overall bias is a downtrend, only take sells, and if it's an uptrend, only take buys, which is fine. You could do it that way, but I'm someone who knows that, you know, on your way to changing trend biases, you can have really good trades to start that new trend or in the middle of starting that new trend. So why do I need to sit here and wait until it happens? Because the zones to change the overall trend, the major trend bias, they are so far apart that you would be sitting out of quite a bit of trades trying to trade it the exact way that they said to trade it. So that's why I put my own little spin to it. But they also changed things, because I remember when I first downloaded these indicators years ago when I purchased it, they would basically tell you like, all right, overall downtrend, you want to take basically pullbacks to the minor trend. It's called a vector, which is the middle of the levels. And so they tell you like take pullbacks that are sales if you're in an overall downtrend, and that was pretty much the way that they told you to trade it. Now the manual tells you like, all right, if you're in an overall downtrend, as soon as your minor trend changes to a downtrend with it, take the trade. So I don't really trade it that way personally, but that is another option too. There's so many different options of using it, but it's pretty cool. This has been like my preferred indicator as far as telling me minor and major bias. I just love it, and it just works so well with Rinkos, which is what it was created for. But yeah, so I will counter trend pullbacks, counter trend divergence. I don't care. As long as the volume is showing me that it's likely to be a good trade, I'll take it. I will take it. So yeah, it just all depends. But that's kind of why it's taken me long, well, besides me just not doing the back test, being a lazy person, but that's why it's taken me so long to define my rules, because based on the bias, the rules change. So like when I first started developing it, I wasn't really I was paying attention to that part, but I wasn't really defining that aspect of the trades. And so I was trying to trade them all the same. And yeah, I can't do that. So like with the pullbacks, they're all different from a standpoint of where's one? So like higher low, higher high, higher low, that's a different pullback than the higher high, higher low, lower high. And it's also a different pullback than the higher high, lower low, lower high. So I trade all three of those completely different. Completely different. They all are different volume requirements, which makes sense when you think about it, because like this, for instance, the higher high, lower low, lower high, that just basically signifies that we have a brand new trend, right? Even if it's just a minor trend. So I would need to trade that different than if it's already a defined trend like this. So it's like once I started really paying attention to the volume patterns of the different types of pullbacks, like when I look at what the requirements are based on the trend biases, it all like makes sense. That's why sometimes when I have to go back like the last couple of weeks, mainly on the really, really negative days, when I'm like, okay, wait, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's look at the different variables of the setup and see why this kind of makes sense that it has been losing. And I promise you, every single time I'm just like, well, duh, why? But when you don't have enough data to like solidify it, you kind of just like leave it in la la land. We'll just get more data. We'll just see what happens. But then once that more data comes in, it's typically a bunch of break evens or losses, or like you'll have the wins and the losses be pretty equal. Then it's like, this kind of makes sense why this would lose more often. So that's like the biggest thing for me. If I can make sense of why the pattern makes sense, then it's a lot easier for me to remember the rules. And I know that if I ever teach it, it'll be a lot easier to teach the rules. Because like for me, one thing that I don't like about most people who teach, and not even just in the trading spaces, I just mean period in life, is that I'll give you a good example, like in nursing school, for instance, right? We learned about like the spine and how you have these different nerves that are coming off of the spine, and what the different nerves, like what organs those nerves provide supply to. But that's kind of it, right? They don't explain how, or you might learn like, oh, if something is wrong with this could be it, but they don't really explain why, right? And I understand that like certain things are kind of not explainable, but you just know that they happen like that all the time, right? But to go back to the example with nursing, so when I was growing up, I had like reproductive issues and stuff, which part of it was because I was allergic to chicken and eggs and I did not know. And so, of course, me eating something that my body is literally rejecting all the time, of course, that's going to cause issues. And chicken was what I ate the most. Chicken and eggs is the foods that I ate the most growing up. I'm talking like eggs for breakfast every day, chicken probably 5 times a week. Of course, it was destroying my body. However, another part of the problem was because my lower back is twisted in a spiral. That's how I was born. So I'm learning in nursing school, you know, these certain nerves supply these certain things, whatever, but they never taught us like, yo, if you have spinal issues or you have compression of certain nerves, that because the nerve supply is not sufficient, it can cause certain issues. I know people who personally who like had diabetes and because they had spinal issues in the part of their back that supplied their pancreas, which is what regulates your insulin levels, which regulates your sugar levels in the body, right? When they started going to a chiropractor and getting their spinal issues worked out, and the nerve supply started resupplying the pancreas, their A1C levels started dropping. Their sugar levels in the body started dropping. Why? Because the body now can produce insulin properly. But that's not something that I learned in school. And I feel like, why didn't I learn something like that? Why didn't I learn that if you have spinal issues in your lower back, you can get more UTIs because you don't have the urge to go to the bathroom, because you don't have the nerve supply to the what am I thinking about? The freaking word, the bladder, just stuff like that. So coming back to the trading space, again, I understand that certain parts of your strategy can't really be defined, but I feel like if people would teach a better way, that people who purchase from them wouldn't struggle so much. But then also you have a lot of strategies that are, I wouldn't say purely discretionary, but you have to put a lot of like your own spins to certain things. And if you have somebody that's a beginner that is not really even understanding market patterns, like your course is all that they took, well, you're kind of doing them a disservice because you didn't teach them the basics, and you didn't teach them why certain things make sense, why certain things work the way that they work. We can't just always say, oh, well, I don't really know because the algos. There's still consistent patterns in the market every single day on every single instrument, period. There's no way around it. Now, if you know the patterns, that's one thing. If you don't, it's a whole nother. But yeah, so for me, it has to make sense, and not just for myself, but if I ever want to teach. But yeah, red 360, considering I was red 700 at one point after open, I guess it's okay. You guess? Would you rather have stayed at 700? No, you brought that back. You pretty much recovered half of it. It's not bad at all. What time frame is that I'm looking at? This is a 16 and 1. 16 tick brick size, 1 tick threshold. Now, if you're talking to Trenches, I think Trenches trades on a 5-minute chart. All right. I highly doubt I get any more trades. We're consolidating at the level I don't like trading at. So, yeah. Yeah. But I'll sit here these last 3 minutes just to see. But I need to reach out to the guy who created the trade copier that I use. I use 3 products from him: the trade copier, the risk manager, which is what I show you guys to show y'all like what the trail and drawdown and stuff is left that's in the account, and then I use his close bar chart trader entry indicator or whatever. But I need to reach out to him because this is what's happening. So the copier and the risk manager is all in one place, but if I make it just one account, because I'm not copying anything and I don't want to see any accounts that I'm not trading for the day, it does this. And I highly doubt that he knows that. So I'm going to text him, let him know. It's no big deal, but what I wouldn't want is for that to like cause some kind of issues, because It looks like it can make something lag or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't like looking at any accounts that I'm not trading. I'll always, like, at the end of the day, I'll just restore them all to make sure it wasn't any trades that was taken that wasn't supposed to. But yeah. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys the account. Not the most horrible day today. I know I'm gonna be mad at myself once I calculate all the trades that I missed because the market was moving too fast for my eyes because I'm so used to the market not moving anymore. But yeah, so just negative 55 bucks. I'll take it. You add in the commissions, negative 106. We are below the negative 250 that I would like to stay below, even though I know today is supposed to be a green day. But progress, that's all that matters. I only got into two trades for sure. Well, one trade for sure, one that I'm pretty sure, yeah. That was the one where I sold and the level that it was at was red. But I'm gonna have to look through my data because I'm not all the way sure, but I'm pretty sure that I can't take trades there unless it like rotates over it. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Still $1,800 in drawdown. Basically down what is that, 565 for the week. I started this account on Monday, so whatevs. But yeah, so let's see, I should look at the 5-minute or 15-minute candle chart while I look at the tick. Oh, I have a 5-minute open over here. Well, no, I just changed it to a 2, but I do have a 5-minute open sometimes. Sometimes I have a daily open, sometimes I look at a 5, but it doesn't. The thing is, even if I have them open, it's not going to change the way that I trade at all. I mean, so if I open a 15-minute, right? If I would have been looking at this while I was trying to trade, I would have legit just stayed out of everything. Every single thing. As soon as these two bars painted next to each other, I would have just sat out of everything, and I would have stayed out of pretty much this range. So I would have just not traded. And that's why I don't really look at I only look at stuff because I know that people that are in the stream look at certain time frames. And so because I'll usually have Nutty and Alpine and Husk and Methodical's streams open, if I wanted to see a 1-minute chart, I would just go to Alpine or Husk. If I wanted to see a 2-minute chart, I would go to Nutty Bar. If I want to see a 30-second chart, I'll go to Methodical. So I'll just go look to see what the chart looks like real quick, but it doesn't affect my trading because since I'm only going for 18 ticks at a time, like if I turn on. And again, today was a negative day, but it was not supposed to be. Like, this looks insane. I look like I'm a crazy person trying to trade this. But then if I was to show someone my Renko charts, they would be like, oh shit, I see why you traded that, because that was a clear uptrend on your screen, even though on my screen it looked like a choppy hot ass mess. So I told y'all my best friend was gonna call me right away. I knew it. Hello, you said 11:05? Yes. Hold on, I'm ending my stream. Hold on, like 30 seconds. Don't hang up. But anyway, yeah, so with a 20 EMA, I can put an EMA on there. It's no big deal. Like I said, it's not going to change the way I trade. I definitely can't use EMAs on Rinkos though, because unless it's a very high MA setting, it's just going to run through the middle of each swing. I don't know. But yeah, so that's where we're at for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I am going to journal so that I can game for the rest of the day. Bye guys. Enjoy your day.